So it's about looking for some confluence between a few indicators here. So we're going to be using the cumulative delta, the MACD, right? Those are the two indicators. And then price. Basically, I guess that would be the bar direction. Although, let's see. Yeah, I mean, the bar direction doesn't necessarily mean that. It is possible, to have an up bar when price moves backwards. Let's put this on a minute chart here. And, I need to, let me get some data here. I'm missing some data. All right. Here's almost an example here. So, this doesn't happen very often, but it is possible to get two up bars, but the closing price, right, of the second bar could be slightly less than the closing price of the previous bar. So the bar direction, works 99.9% of the time. So, but there is that slight chance where you could get two up bars, but still the close of the second up bar could be below the close of the prior up bar. So, so I guess, when we're considering price as, moving upward or downward, bar direction isn't always correct. All right, so it's just, I'm reading this again here because I just kind of skimmed through this quickly this morning. Right, so essentially we're looking for all three, to be going up 3 bars, or all three, right, to be moving downward. Going downward. All three pieces of data. Yeah. So the cumulative delta needs to be moving up for 3 bars. MACD needs to be moving up for 3 bars. And price needs to be moving up for 3 bars. Or moving down for 3 bars. Right. And then we have a part 2 to this question. So basically when all 3 are not moving up or not moving down for 3 bars, then basically the opposite of this will be used as a signal to trail a stop loss. All right, so this stop loss trailing will be conditional upon a BloodHound signal, right? So the stop loss will only trail when there is not a buy signal or not a sell signal. All right, there we go. So I got my chart set up. So we're looking for, for all 3 to be going up for 3 bars in a row. Right. So we're going to use a bunch of slope solvers, right? We're going to use a slope solver on the closing price, a slope solver on the MACD, and a slope solver on the cumulative delta closing price. Right. So let's get BloodHound open. And I'll go back to the logic board. And I already had created a new logic template here. I just need to rename it. All right, so let's see. So let's grab a bunch of slope solvers here. Actually, I'll just grab one at a time. So the first one, that'll be easy. Let's just look at the slope of the closing price. Right, so the input here is going to be price, and we're going to look at the closing price. All right. There. So, right, simply put, when the close of the bar is sloping higher, right, we're going to get a long output, and when the closing price of the bar starts sloping downward, right, or moving lower, we're going to get a short output. So, but that's bar by bar, right? So we want 3 bars in a row. So we're going to use a look back node. And with this look back node, we're not going to use the displacement. So we're going to set that to 0, right, which turns it off. And our look back is going to be 3. And the mode is we need a minimum of 3 bars. Right? So if we look at the chart, here we go. Here's 3 bars. 1, 2, 3. Right? Let's see. So we had 1, 2, but the third one was down. Then we got 1, 2, third one's down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Right? And then the price keeps going up. And then as far as the close going downward, right, we got 1, 2, 3, and price went down 1 more, right? So there we go. Let's see here. Okay, so I named that look back node there. So next we'll do the same thing for the MACD. So let's grab another slope solver. All right, so now that I've named it, let's change the input to the MACD. All right, and again, remember to adjust any of the MACD periods here if you need to. And the MACD plot is already selected for us. So there we have it. All right. We can see if the MACD is moving up, we're getting a long output. If the MACD moves down, right, like right there, we're getting a short output, or right there. So now we just need another look back node. So we'll go to our function nodes, look back. Let's connect that in. Connect that up. Change the name, and now adjust the settings. There we go. All right, so now that our look back node's all set up, there we go, same thing, right? So as long as the MACD is going down for 3 bars in a row, we're going to get a short output. As long as the MACD is going up for 3 bars in a row, we're going to get a long output. All right, third indicator is the cumulative delta. So let's grab another slope solver. All right, we'll change the indicator to the order flow cumulative delta. All right, there it is. We're using the session period for this, so keep that in mind. But of course, if you are using some kind of size filter, make sure you adjust that. Now, as far as the plots, we're looking at the closing price of the delta. So let's select that price there. Now, you'll notice BloodHound is telling us that there's a new multi-time frame indicator added, right? Well, yeah, that's the order flow indicator. It's a multi-time frame indicator. So it uses tick data to do its calculations, as most order flow indicators do use tick data. So most order flow indicators are multi-time frame. So before we go any further, let me just save this. Let's close that. So BloodHound's telling us we need to press F5 or basically reload the chart. So let's reload the chart. All right, we're waiting for the order flow to finish calculating here. There we go. All right, let me get BloodHound back open. All right, so so as we look on the chart, right, simple enough. If the, let's bring that back down a little bit. So, right, if the cumulative delta, right, if the closing price is moving up, we're getting along. If the close of the delta is sloping down, right, we're getting a short output. So, right, this is just rinse and repeat 3 times. So let's grab another look back. Connect that up. Connect that up. All right, let's put the name in there. There we go. Adjust the settings here. There we go. Okay, so now we're looking for basically three green bars in a row. And again, this can happen on the cumulative delta where you might get 3 green bars. However, the closing price of the last green bar could be below the close of the prior. I think that's technically possible with the cumulative delta. I guess it depends on how it's programmed. Yeah, maybe it's not technically possible. I'm not sure, but in any case, just to err on the side of caution, instead of using, well, actually, since this is an indicator, this is really how we'd need to do it. We'd need to use a slope solver for an indicator because there is no bar direction solver for the cumulative delta, right? All right, well, that does it. So now we just need to grab an AND node, right? So we have all 3, pieces of input data, created, right? We have them all built with a slope solver. So now we just need to join them all together with an AND node. And there we have it. Now we can see when there is some confluence, between the 2 indicators and price. Now, Thomas made a last-minute comment where he said regarding price, price could just be 2 bars. Just 2 bars. So, if that was your, so if price only needs to be 2 bars, right, then we could just take the look back period here and, knock it down to 2, like so. And now we can see there's a couple of extra short signals here that popped up when that happened. So here, let me put this back to 3. There we go. So there was a short signal here and a short signal here that disappeared. All right, so we can see that, we'll get more signals when that happens. All right, so I'll leave this all set up, looking for a minimum of 3 bars in a row. So, but yeah, if you ever need to, if you ever want to reduce the number of bars in a row for any of your pieces of input, whether it's price, the MACD, or the cumulative delta, you just need to go into the look back and adjust your look back period for how many bars in a row that you're looking for, right? So it's this look back period setting, within the look back node that's creating the 3 bars in a row condition, right? That's what's defining the 3 bars in a row condition here, is the look back function node. So, all right, there we have it. All right, so we've accomplished part 1 of this question. So now we need to finish part 2, right? So how do we use basically, how do we create a signal when there is not a buy or a sell, right? So when there's no buy or sell, then we need a signal that's opposite, effectively, that we'll use as a signal for activating a trailing stop loss. So let's go back in to BloodHound. All right, so this, basically this is the buy or sell signals here. So we're going to make a copy of this. All right, so now we're going to create a stop loss trailing signal here. And let's see here. We need, we're going to need 2 function nodes. We're going to need an inverter. Let's see. So let's mark a few of these bars up. There. All right, so we have a few marked. So with the inverter, right, we can see we're almost there, right? So we have an output, a long and a short output, right, when there's no signals. But when we do actually have these signals, right, this short signal was now turned into a long signal. Right, so if we stretch this out a little bit, right, there we go. So we do have a long signal where the short signal used to be. So we need to strip out this long output. We need to get rid of that. And the way we can do that is to use the long-short modifier. Actually, I haven't done this in a long time, but I think, let's see, we can just, there we go. Yeah, so instead of needing an actual inverter, what I did is I turned this AND node into a NAND node. I believe the correct term for this is a NAND node, a not AND node. So when you right click on this, I just enabled the not, or the inverter, right? So the logic nodes have inverters. There is an inverted version of every type of logic node, right? So all these Boolean logic nodes have basically an inverter built into them, right? So you can just enable it, turn the not on, and it inverts the output. So there we go. So we have the same result, right, where this short signal is now a long signal, right, and this long signal is now a short signal, and in between we have a long and a short output, right? And so we got rid of a node, so we got rid of that node, and now I can just plug that into the long-short modifier here, and the mode that we want is product. There we go. There, product. And now when we look at this, there we go. There. So, right, there's the 4 signals that I marked, and we can see that there's no output on those bars, but there is an output in between all the signals now. And so that is what we can use to tell the stop loss trailing rules within Blackbird. Now this will be used for Blackbird. So we can use this signal source here to tell the stop loss, you know, that it's okay to trail the stop loss. Right. So there you go. Very minimal difference between the, you know, stop loss trailing signals versus the, you know, entry signals. Right. Now, yeah, pay attention here. Look at this AND node, right? It just says AND node on it, right? And right, so that's our this is the trade signals. Now, if I go back to the other logic template, you'll notice this AND node says not, right? It says not AND. So it's telling you that the not function has been turned on. It's been enabled there.